is up, guys? Hello. Hey, I've had kind of a thought whirling in my head here the past couple days, and I needed an excuse to stop tidying up right now. I'm just being honest. That's why I'm coming in now. Yeah, Brian's on his way home. He's been gone for the week, and so I'm just trying to tidy some things up. But anyway, I'm tired of that, and I'd rather talk about this with you all. Because I've got these sitting here next. Look at that. Can you just look? Like the punk wore him to practice last night. He's my son, I'm calling that. Literally wore the game pants to practice last night. They're white. He plays tomorrow night, so I'm going to be scrubbing them up here in just a few minutes. But before then, yeah, I put above this that I do. I get asked a lot, just in general conversation, whatever, like, what do you eat? And I know, I get it, guys. I get it. I know that, like, in, starting to be self-aware and looking at, your health goals, changes you want to make can be, like, crazy overwhelming. Like, hello, it is saturated with information. The internet's wide over, Pinterest loaded, your friends, everyone has information to share, opinions on it, what works for them, things they've tried and such. But I'm going to strip it all back to absolutely the first step I took before I was ever involved in any programs or, nutritional components that I've picked up along the way. And it just, I didn't know what the term clean eating meant. I swear I did not know. My history of meals and dinners was just meat and potatoes, grab a sandwich for lunch. I was always a breakfast skipper, but when I would grab something, it would be like a fast sugar-filled bar. God forbid, I was pregnant with Jay and ate Pop-Tarts every day. Warmed them up in my microwave in the classroom even, guys, all true stories. So anyway, I needed to do some education for myself and grow my knowledge base and kind of what a healthier lifestyle looked like. And so, I went to the professor of Pinterest. I did. And I searched it because you can find out anything you want. Search it. You're going to get multiple examples, answers, opinions and information along the way. So Professor Pinterest helped me understand more along the lines of clean eating. And here's how I applied it. Something popped up that was called Michi's Ladder. I was like, what? Is that a Nintendo game or something? Like, seriously, guys, that little knowledge base, okay? So if I'm saying things that you don't understand, know that I came from that place, okay? And I'm going to share the link below so you can have access to this too. But Michi's Ladder is absolutely where I first, so it was just this one-page document, printed it off, and it's got like this ranking system and foods listed underneath it. I'm like, okay, I understand foods, okay, I know what these foods are, so how can I use this to help me? Because looking at all of this listed, I was like, what do I do with it now? Okay, so the teacher in me, like we always teach the kids to highlight or underline important information. And you better believe that I got out my highlighter. I did, guys. I was studying. I was taking in new information. I had to make it work for me. So, and I've done this two ways for you now. So you can see then and you can see now. And there is a significant change, okay? So here is, can you see it? Okay, that's Michi's Ladder. That's just a piece of paper, okay? I printed it from a photo, so like the top part got cut off and some of the bottom part got cut off, but still, you'll get the gist. You'll get a lot of information from this. So it's listed out, like I said, it's ranked, okay? And it's labeled in tiers. So this up here, the heading that got cut off is tier 1. Tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 got cut off down at the bottom. All right, so all of these foods are listed out. So here's the deal. Tier 1, that's your tip top of the ladder, if you will. Those are like the most ideal, nutrient dense, calorie rich, you'll get the important calories in you, important nutrients from how they're grown, from the source of the foods that you're eating, because guess what? In tier 1, and I'll ramble off some of these here in a minute, it is all, say it with me, fruits and vegetables. Like, we know that, right? We know we need to up the quantity of fruits and vegetables that we eat. That's exactly the starting place that I came from. I hate fruit, just not a fan of it. Like, it's totally growing on me and I'm getting more disciplined in that, but still. And vegetables too. I really needed to expand my horizon and variety outside of canned green beans and corn. And I learned something about corn too that I just didn't know. I just didn't know that sucker counts as a carb the way it breaks down. I just didn't know that. So there's more that I was lacking in. But anyway, okay, and then tier 2, that's like the excellent foods. They label it. It's like, you need this. And it's still more fruits and vegetables based, but there's different, because the makeups of different fruits and vegetables vary by their fiber content, their water content, the vitamins they carry for you, all of that sciencey stuff that I'm really not qualified to speak on, but I kind of get it. And then it starts introducing some healthier carb options, because ultimately those aren't the enemy, at least for me. But when that was all that my plate consisted of, was a protein and a carb, meal over meal over meal over meal, that was not serving me, right? Because the purpose of carbs is to help maintain our blood sugar, help give us, increased energy over time. I didn't need that all the day long, every day, especially when I wasn't expending any energy, guys. I wasn't moving outside of walking around my classroom. So, and then onward to tier 3, they consider that like the neutral foods. Like, there's benefits to them. There are some hazards to them. Just kind of be careful here in what you're picking and choosing. And I'm going to touch a hot button here. It is what it is. Everything has its own kind of nuances to it, but they have avocados listed in tier 3. And like, I'm just in a relationship with avocados that I'm not willing to give up. I'm not breaking up with them, and they're serving a good purpose. So I'm okay with that. Like I said, there are benefits to it. But then in come, some of your red meats, darker meats, fruit juices, dried fruits, because that just, ups the sugar quantity of them as well. And some different pastas and rices and such, like, okay, cool. Don't live on them. Know your portions. And, so like I said, the neutral tier 3. And then tier 4 is labeled like, careful, eat in moderation. And that's becoming much more of your processed foods. Still beef, but like, the higher in fat beef, chicken, some, adding in barbecue, bacons, takeout foods. I'm just reading from the list here. Even iceberg lettuce, like I'm saying, like hot dogs, macaroni and cheese are listed on here. Like, we get it. Those aren't like the most ideal foods to create our diet from. I use diet as a noun, not as a verb, just FYI. So creating your diet from daily hot dogs and macaroni and cheese just obviously isn't ideal for your energy, for your gut, for all those good things moving on. And then tier 5 is like it says, it's labeled, may taste great, but you will pay later. And you can bet that that's like the high fried, the fast food drive-thrus, what do I want to say? High preservatives, high salt, things that we really don't want to, again, have daily. I want you to look at the yellow. I want you to look where the yellow falls. The yellow is the me. I'm going to back up. The yellow is me 5 years ago. This is what I did. Remember, I took the highlighter, I took all of the foods, and guys, I just highlighted the ones that I was eating, that I knew were coming across my lips most often, okay? Do you see where they go? Remember, this is tier 1, 2, 3, 4, watch yourself, 5, you better be careful. I know it cut off, but you can see where most of my yellow falls, right? Okay, that was the makeup of my diet, my diet, 5 years ago. No wonder I was like suck tank energy gone, depleted, frustrated, all of that, all of these triggers. I mean, obviously they were high in sugar, they were high in sodium. I wasn't drinking water to save my life outside of brushing my teeth. I mean, that is my story. I have told it time and time again. I had to learn how to enjoy water. And over time, your body adapts because it's like, hello, thank you, my friend, you're listening to me. And so you start triggering for water aside from, sweet tea or sodas or, avoidance, quite honestly. I will get thirsty. I will get a dry mouth and it's like, hey, drink up, you need to hydrate, okay? But that took time to grow. So once I did that and once I saw there was a lot of room for improvement, okay, so then I started looking at what my options were and thinking, okay, I'm going to buy this vegetable now to try for the week. And a lot of times for me, I will just keep vegetables raw. That's kind of ideal consumption for them, but I know that's not the way for everyone. Sometimes with different vegetables, that can cause digestion issues just because it's a change. But for me, that was just the easiest way to start with it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this vegetable. I'm going to buy celery and have in the house chopped up to take with me. I'm going to have some carrots with it. I'm going to buy romaine lettuce instead of iceberg lettuce. Like little switches like that, I'm going to buy like this, lean cut of meat and work with it to make a dinner recipe and see what I think, see how it goes over with the family. And so those were the changes over time that I just started making. And then, when I got more tools, at my fingertips and, others trained in this element have taken the steps further to like really line it out, create recipes wrapped around, knowing your portions, knowing your serving sizes. I was like, okay, it's getting a little easier. So today when I printed this off, I came back through with the pink highlighter to show you more of where like my food choices are coming from these days. And this makes me happy. I'm not fibbing here to make up anything. I'm not making up a story because that doesn't serve me. I'm just sharing what is legitimately happening over time here, helping me heal, helping me have more energy, helping me feel better, helping me think clearer through a lot of cloudy, crazy days. And this is what it comes down to. So here's all my pink. This is tier 1. I am making friends with fruits and vegetables, and that feels good. This is tier 2, okay? Still, there's a few highlighted in tier 3, and like where I have a dot, like those were ones that I ate prior or drank prior, and I'm still doing that. Like that one's chocolate. Don't tell me I can't have chocolate because I will. I'm gonna be a lot smarter about it. I'm gonna be, more portioned about it. I'm not gonna keep it in my cabinets when I feel like I'm not strong enough to say no to it. But there's just one thing you don't tell me, and that's no. That really messes with my head, especially when you're talking about my health and wellness, especially when you're talking about my lifestyle, my habits, the ways that, I'm taking care of myself, the examples that I'm setting in front of my children. Like, I am not going to have them grow up where they feel like something has to be off limits to them. I mean, aside from like obvious dangerous shit, you know what I'm saying? But if you want to have something, know your purpose, enjoy it, be focused with it, like literally enjoy the moment of having it and go on about your business. Don't let it sit over you like a dark cloud and stew and feel frustrated like you failed. Holy shit. You should enjoy those moments, guys. Anyway, I preach on. But so yeah, I mean, Nietzsche's Ladder is, like I said, I will share the pin down here that I grabbed off Professor Pinterest is where I grabbed it. But anyway, like I'm always happy to share meals I make. I mean, that's why I take pictures of every freaking thing I eat because that's fun for me. And I want to show like when we're out how I'm able to make it work, or when I'm at home cooking for everyone, or my breakfast that I'm having daily, which was a huge leap for me to make. But it's exciting because I know for myself, like change can happen because I'm walking it. And so while knowing what I eat and things and foods I enjoy, for meals and snacks and whatever, that might not still work for you guys because you don't like the same foods I do. You don't have to, right? That's where I said the fun thing about this is it's absolutely customizable. Like, be around those who are moving in a direction that you want to go, who are putting into play practices that you want to adapt, but adapt them. Know that what works for one person won't always work in the same way for another, especially if it's food you don't enjoy. Like, do this to enjoy the process, to not feel beaten down and put in a box and stuck even further. Because I know when I had to like start shifting and making changes and being more aware of myself, it wasn't because I wanted to feel like crap any longer. Like, I didn't want it to be a stressful transition because I was already swimming in enough stress, like to choke a goat. I mean, it was just enough, guys. You know, when you get to the end of your rope, and I was there. I had two ways to go about it. I could stay in that miserable position, and God knows what it would look like now. I don't know. You do something over time for 5 years and you're unhappy with it. I just don't think that leads to any positive outcome for those, especially those around you. Like if we have to take ourselves out of this for a minute, think of those close to you. Think of those like right under your roof. Those were the eyes I needed to look at. Those were the faces I had to check myself against and go, what am I doing? Like, this is because they're going to follow my example. They're not going to follow what I say. Like, it's almost like they're deaf around here. I don't know. Your kids like that. But they know what they see me do every day, right? Most every day. Just give me grace on that. And that's what I needed to check myself on. And so this was the very first principle I applied, guys. Professor Pinterest, Michi's Ladder. Print it off, put it on your fridge, look at it, give yourself time to look and to think about it, become self-aware and reflect. Like, don't beat yourself up. This is a learning process. This is like we're growing awareness of ourselves, because I know for me, I can get on autopilot real easy. And when I do, I'm not always conscious of my choices. Like, I just go auto, right? You know, we have that switch, the autopilot. And so slowing down and really starting to reflect and think, you know, okay, what over a week's time, what does my breakfast look like? Is it just coffee and go? Is it coffee and a Danish from the shop? Do I get a breakfast sandwich? Am I having a bowl of cereal? You know, just honest reflection with yourself. What does lunch look like? Is it typically catered in for you at your business? Are you going out for it? Do you have opportunities to order specifically what you request, or is it more of a group situation? How do dinners go? You know, what do you include at dinner time? Like, big picture, you know, and then just start highlighting it or checking it off, whatever works for you. If you need to rewrite it and make your own list, sometimes I do it that way. And then look for where you can improve a little. Okay. Again, do not look at yourself and go, I suck. This is because, let's be honest. Okay. I'm in the tier 5 and 4 here, right? But I needed to know where I was starting from so I could see where I needed to go. Guys, there's value in that perspective, and I hope I encourage you to begin taking that lens for yourself, not in a negative look on yourself, but in a way of embracing change and being positive about the progress you can make. I'm telling you, the strongest person you know is right now, in no matter what situation you are sitting in, because at this moment you have the chance to decide, where's it gonna go? You have the power to make that happen, okay? I hope I inspire you to start looking into that. Ask me questions. I don't care. I'm an open book. I always say I'm an open book. I just don't know what chapter you need to hear, all right? Take care. Love y'all. I'm going to go scrub some baseball pants and pick up something else before the big guy gets home. See y'all.